Double RT Rap Rat Trapped, and I'm back. How's everybody doing? How's everybody feeling? Welcome to my channel if you're new. Today I'm gonna give you my review of Bohemian Rhapsody, the Freddie Mercury story. It's a Freddie Mercury story, not Queen story, unfortunately. I don't know Queen, and I don't know if this is an actual factual movie, like how true the Freddie Mercury story is. A lot of people I've read, they say it's not, all that to say, well, they say it's not accurate, or it doesn't, whatever the reasons they have. Everybody has their own interpretation in their mind of certain bands and what they want to see. For me, I don't know the band, so to me, this is the story. You can tell me later if you like more about this band or whatever, but the movie was great, first of all, in my opinion. The guy who played Freddie Mercury, Rami Malek, yeah, the Egyptian American actor. What is he known for? Night at the Museum. Oh yeah, he was in Night at the Museum, The Pacific, whatever that is, Twilight Saga, Breaking Dawn Part 2, and then Freddie Mercury, I guess. I think he did a great job. All that to say, I think he did a great job. And he got into the character. Like, I've only seen Freddie Mercury in the Live Aid performance that you guys recommended to me that I had reacted to. And then I went back after the movie and I watched the Freddie Mercury Live Aid again, and he did a really good job. So shout out to Rami Malek. I think they picked him. It was a good choice. A lot of people wanted Sacha Baron Cohen, what's his name, Ali G, Bruno, whatever the other movies he makes those crazy ass documentary style movies where he goes around doing crazy pranks and shit. I wouldn't have been able to enjoy the movie had it been him, because I would always been expecting him to do something goofy. Some people say he would have been perfect for him, that he looks just like him and everything. And from what I've read, he wanted a more raunchier movie. And these people want to reach as many people as they want. The movie production company or whatever, whoever made the movie, they want to make as much money as they can. So they don't want to make it too raunchy or too sexual. You know what I'm saying? They want to touch on stuff, but without going overboard, so they can get as many people in the seats as possible, right? That makes sense. On some business shit, that makes sense. But Sacha Baron Cohen, he does look like him. Literally looks like him. He even wears the mustache and everything. I forgot what other character. Borat. That's the other guy. He plays Borat. But nah, the Malek kid, Rami, or let me know how to pronounce his name, Rami Malek, he did a dope job, man. He was real groovy with it. Like, he fell into character. If you guys saw the movie, you already know how I think he was really good. I don't know Freddie Mercury, so to me, this is the Freddie Mercury or the Queen story. More Freddie Mercury, obviously, and I'll get to that in a second. So, in my opinion, he did a good job. I think he nailed what I would assume. He's probably going to be Freddie Mercury to me from now on until I watch more Freddie Mercury performances, which I will. I will definitely get more Queen. The supporting cast, the band. I like the one dude, he looked like, I forgot, the guy who played the guitar, he looked like a young Howard Stern. If you ever saw Howard Stern movie Private Parts, he looks exactly like Howard Stern looked in Private Parts. So that threw me off the whole time I'm watching the movie. I was like, wow, this guy looks like Howard Stern. My son was like, who the fuck is Howard Stern? And I was like, that guy right there, he looks just like him. But that's what I'm trying to get at. The drummer, the other guy, the guy that played the bass, that came up with Another One Bites the Dust riff. I know it's a Freddie Mercury story, but it's also a Queen story, because he wouldn't have been Freddie Mercury without Queen. So I think they should have touched more on the band. They didn't really go into the band at all. Like, one of them was an astrophysicist or some shit like that. The other one was supposed to be a dentist. Like, at least show why, or show him a part of their lives. They didn't show none of their lives. They just showed them in the club, and they showed him, and they showed Freddie Mercury showing up, and then Queen starts. They never showed why he chose to go with music rather than the science shit. I got mad kids in the background. I apologize for this. This is probably not the best time to do a movie review on the weekend where everybody's downstairs, you know, jumping around. But I got to take time when I can get the time. But like I was saying, they didn't get too much into the other characters of the band. They didn't show the drummer, like, everybody has a story. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have to go deep. If it was going to be a Freddie Mercury story, that's cool. But show a little bit, like how they came into the bands, and or just to touch on, just show them in their house. This guy reading up on astrophysicists, if that is indeed what he was. I'm not sure if he was an astrophysicist, but show him reading the goddamn book and deciding, fuck this book, I'm gonna go make music, or you know, something. Just touch on a little bit. That disappointed me because they played a part. You know what I'm saying? They are part of Queen. The family scene, like from the beginning, they showed him as an outcast in his own family, for the most part. You know what I'm saying? But they never showed, and then they mentioned something about him being a crazy kid that didn't listen and did what he wanted. But they should have touched on it. They should have talked more to the family and stuff, like to show why. What did he do? You know what I'm saying? They tried to. I'm terrible at making movie reviews. I can tell already. They tried to mention stuff, but they didn't get deep into it. And you know, you're not gonna dwell on it because the movie can only be for so long. But still, they should have touched on certain things that I think would have gave the movie more, or showed, because then it would have played. It would have came out later when he was an outcast in Queen. They would have showed why he was like that in general, if that makes sense. This is new to me, like I said. The wife, his wife, I thought she knew. When he walked up to her in the club, oh, spoilers like a motherfucker. I should say this in the beginning. I'll put a note, spoilers. When she walked into the club, or when they bumped into, he walked into the club and he saw her and he looked her up and down. And then she said, yo, what's up? And he got scared, you know. And then she started messing with his makeup and shit. She should have known right there he was gay. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how common it is for a woman to walk up to a guy and just start putting makeup on and he's cool with it. He could have been drunk, he could have been high and all that stuff, cool, but still, I feel like he gave off enough of a gay vibe that she should have caught on to it early. But love is blind, right? Maybe she just said, you know what, I'm cool with it. Mike Myers. Mike Myers made an appearance. The dude from Wayne's World and Austin Powers. His disguise was good at first. His thing was pretty cool. I was like, and then I noticed, I was like, oh shit, that's the dude from Austin Powers. He played a good part. It was just a comedic thing. I don't know what, I'm assuming the only connection that he has to Queen is that scene from Wayne's World. So if that's the case, that's weird that they put him in the movie if it's just off of that. Maybe he's a big fan and wanted to be a part. I don't know. Maybe he was a producer in the movie. I don't know. But he played a good part. I think it was dope. He was funny. You know what I'm saying? His position, how they were trying to... They basically said he has no vision. And he found out later on that they were right. You know what I'm saying? Because he wasn't really listening to the band and he was trying to do his own thing as a boss. The mustache. The Freddie Mercury mustache. Why couldn't the actor just grow a mustache? Unless he can't grow a mustache. He does look kind of young in the face, like he doesn't get a lot of facial hair. If that's the case, then I understand it. But the mustache was so fake. You could see the glue. And for such a big project, you would think they'd get better makeup people to make a better, you know, prosthetic. Is that the word for fake mustaches? A mustache? You know, fake mustache. That shit looked crazy. It looked so out of place. But it is what it is. And the confidence that Freddie Mercury had to be a singer, like, and I bumped into people like this in the world, and I ain't gonna lie, I get jealous at their confidence, and to say that whether they make it or not, the fact that they believe in themselves so much that they're like, yo, I am the shit. Trust me, you're gonna love what I'm gonna do for you. Trust me. And he had such confidence. Like, there's a scene, spoilers again, when they're in the parking lot and he says, yo, I love your band. He's talking to the members of, I don't know if their name was, their name wasn't Queen because he ended up giving the name Queen for the band, but I forgot the name of the band before that. Let me know. But he walked up to them and said, yo, I love you guys as a band. I've been following you for a long time. Here's some lyrics. Would you be interested? And he was like, yeah, you're late, because their singer had left. And he just started singing shit. And he killed it. Like, to have that confidence to just come up and start doing that, I thought that was super dope. So good for him. The gay world in the 70s and 80s. Gay people have been around forever. Since the beginning, the first dinosaur, big dinosaur, say, I'm gonna eat you. No, I'm gonna kiss you. No, I'm gonna eat you. Dinosaurs was dicking each other down too. That's a fact. If you have any kids in the room and I just said that, they heard it already. Get over it. But that's what they were doing. They had a lot of gay, like, on-camera men kissing men, which is dope, because why hide some shit that you know exists? That shit makes no sense. Like, I don't see why. I'm not saying I look forward to the shit, but it just doesn't bother me. It has nothing to do with me. That's their life. So when movies go to show and they just do innuendos, or they go to show two guys going to kiss and it fades to black, yo, we're not stupid. We know what the hell's going on. They should just, and they did that quite often and stuff, but I don't know why it was such a shock, or why he was so scared to come out. Because they were already, like, Liberace, I'm assuming he was out at that time. There was a lot of gay people in music at that time, so I don't know why he was so, wait a minute. Okay, he was because of his family, I think. I think he was scared to show his family that he was gay. If that's the case, then I understand it. But it was just weird, the fact that they try to hide it. And they had the Village people out at that time, I think, right? The YMCA people. So, I don't know. I wasn't old enough to understand gay at that time, so I know now. The music, the band, and he says it in the song, he wants to make regular music. He didn't want to make anthems no more. And I've noticed that every song that people suggest of Queen's is an anthem. Like, I haven't heard nothing that's just like a regular cut. Or nobody suggested a song that's just a regular song that didn't. Every song that I've heard that played in that movie was a big song to the boom 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 boom. All that shit. The Bohemian Rhapsody, the song itself. Even though I haven't really paid attention to it, and I'm gonna do a reaction to that song soon. It was that song itself is super big. Like all these, Another One Bites the Dust. I guess you could say that's a cut, like a regular song, but even that, because of the song, and another one bites, and another one, it sounds like an anthem, like a fighter's anthem, maybe, you know what I'm saying, or a warrior's anthem. They have a lot of confident songs. Their songs are very confident, like make you want to do things and be more, you know what I'm saying, which is dope. So there was this time where Freddie, in the movies, if I remember correctly, he wanted to get away from anthems and he wanted to do something else. I think that's when he did that one song. You guys let me know, the one with the piano. That's gonna really narrow it down for you, right? The one with the piano. Anyway, there was one song that he ended up doing. Is it Dear? No, is it Mama? I just killed a man. That shit was so hard, yo. And I'd be lying if I didn't. Man, if my son wasn't next to me, I'd have had a tear in my eye. I would have been like, because that movie, it strikes a chord. It makes you feel a certain way. His story is very. His story makes you want, if you feel for him, you know what I'm saying? You feel whoever did the movies, they did a great fucking job. And the band trusted anything. Like, they were like, he would say something, they'd be like, yo, yeah, let's do it. Oh, yeah, let's do it. Whatever. And there's a scene in there when they're in the recording studio and they're using all kinds of drums and fucking garbage cans, and they're just using anything they could find to try to create music and create sounds. And if you can get into that space where you don't care what you're doing as long as you're creating, you will create some amazing things. Therefore, which is why you have Queen, because they just did whatever they wanted. But they trusted Freddie's go-ahead attitude or just try it attitude so much that it resulted in amazing music and stuff. And they had a dope vibe with that. More bands should do that. It shouldn't be so. I had an argument with my son after the gym earlier today because I played a beat that I made. I played a beat that I made for him, and he was like, it's off, something's off. And I'm like, man, and he starts telling me about measures and counting and all this stuff. Man, I don't know none of that shit. I just make beats. And I'll be like, my question is, does it feel good? If James Brown said it, I don't care if it's off beat or anything, if it's not structured properly, if it feels good, then it's right. And that's the vibe that I got from them when they were recording their music. Queen, they were like, it sounds good, fuck it. A garbage can, fuck it. A piccolo, fuck it. A kazoo, let's do it. Whatever. Where's my kazoo? This is my Queen kazoo. So I like that as the attitude that they had, that they didn't, not that they didn't question him, is that they would go along because they were open-minded. But I guess if you're an astrophysicist or whatever the hell he is, I keep saying astrophysicist, I might be wrong. You'll have an open mind because you're looking out into the world and shit. So that was dope. And throughout the movie, Freddie felt like he was alone. Like he didn't have nobody, like his family wasn't around. And like the band had, they eventually got married, had kids, and the whole time it took him, he had to go through a lot of shit just to find out, yo, he had family at home. Like his mother, his father, they all still loved him. He was scared to tell him about, and I'm sure it was not easy to tell him about his sexual orientation and everything, especially at that time. But he forgot that he had family, and somebody had pointed it out to him. I believe it was his wife, and she was like, you know, you do have family, you know what I'm saying? We're your family, the band is your family, and all this stuff. So there was no really, I never understood, they never pointed out why he felt alone. I never got that, because the realization, how quick he realized, yeah, I do got family, oh shit. But they never explained why he felt like he was alone. You know what I'm saying? Like there was a period in time when he went off on his own, when he got with his a manager. I guess they were in a relationship, and he was jerking him around and doing and not passing messages and just making conflict within the band. They never explained why, or he never said, this is why I feel that, oh shit, this is not the case. I do have a family. My band is my family. There was no real explanation to that, so that kind of pissed me off. And the drugs. When the drugs got involved and all that stuff, and the parties were crazy, that's when he went off the edge, off the deep end, you know what I'm saying? He started, and at that time, I'm assuming that's what it was. Cocaine was late 70s, early 80s, if you know anything about the cocaine stories in America. But then but he was not even in America. He was in fucking another country, right? But still, all over the world, I'm assuming it's the same thing. But, and a rock star at that. So he was doing a lot of that stuff. So he got caught up, and he lost his way in that shit. Also, off the drugs for a second, but imagine, he was a gay dude. Not only was he a gay dude, he was a outgoing personality overall. He was just out there. So how long was he planning on keeping that flamboyant stuff a secret? Like, you couldn't, because even just as a regular person, he was outgoing. I didn't see how he was gonna hide that for very long, but he tried. But it was like a pressure cooker. Eventually it was gonna poof. And that's exactly what happened. I remember they showed an interview with him, and they were asking questions about his sexual orientation, and he didn't know how to answer it, and he snapped. And that's what happened. Live your truth, people. Be who you are. If you gay, be gay. Don't hide it. In 2018, come on, do what you got to do. Oh, also my man David Bowie. They made it. That's another thing. They didn't show a lot of his contemporaries. Is that the word for his peers? They didn't show, and the music at that time, they had so many celebrity legends that they didn't show no interaction, nothing. They just showed Bowie, but they didn't really show his face. They just mentioned him, and they didn't even get into it. Like there were too many people that they missed out on the opportunity of just like an Avenger movie where they give you an Easter egg. They didn't show nothing. No George Michael, no other bands that performed at Live Aid. They should have showed them off to the side or something, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe they did and I didn't notice, but I think that was a lost moment that they could have taken advantage of it and had, you know, guest appearances, like little, hey, like, what's up? Hey, oh shit, hey, what's up? Just passing by, just to, you know, give them a heads up and acknowledge that they were part of this big part of music history. Not Live Aid, but the 70s and 80s. I'm not only specifically Live Aid, but just the music scene itself in those times. Because if going through these reaction videos, you guys are suggesting so many songs from 70s and 80s, and these guys were popping at the same time that Mercury was popping. So they should have showed a little bit more of that. I think they missed that opportunity. And not only did they not get into the bands, I'm going all over the place. I told you I don't know how to do these movie reviews. Getting into the band, they were all over. They didn't even talk a lot throughout the movie. They didn't even give them lines. Okay, let's say you're not going to get into their life stories at all, but I'm sure they talked more. They really didn't talk throughout the movies. But when they did, it was funny. It was good. They were kind of like the comic relief, the band. They made the movie fun because his story was so sad. Not really sad. I can't say it was sad. The sad part came at the end because up until the end when he got sick, the movie itself was just upbeat and it was real inspiring because he was like, yo, let's go do this. I want to be in a band. I'm going to be the best. Listen to this. Oh, can't nobody mess with us. We have the greatest style. Listen, opera. He was being experimental. It was a fun ride until he got sick. But the band didn't have a lot of words. Like the script writers, whoever wrote, didn't give them a lot of dialogue, and that sucked because they were good actors too. Especially the dude who played the drums. Like he was good. He was good as an actor. I don't know how to, I don't know words, but that was another missed opportunity. They didn't get a lot of dialogue and stuff. But when they did, like I said, when they did allow the band to speak, it was gold. It was awesome. I loved it. I enjoyed their banter as a group. And they had such a great chemistry, even as actors. That's why I said, I don't know if this movie is factual 100%, but to me, this is how I see it now. This is the way they lived. I can't wait to see a documentary. And I heard there's I think there's a documentary on Netflix. So I'm looking forward to see that, to see the actual band and themselves, the real people. That should be interesting. That was his family, man. They were brothers. And at the end of the day, the band, like, they were really brothers. Like, they didn't care. They shitted on him. They talked shit. Whenever he was getting too out of line, they were like, yo, we out of here, man. You wilding right now. You're doing too much. And it was not offense. They didn't take offense to it. They caught a little rift. That's why I said this is just the movie. It could have been worse than I think it is. But in the movie, they had a little problem when he wanted to go solo. But even when he came back, they welcomed him back. Like, yo, what the fuck? Hey, whatever, man. We've been waiting for you. We are brothers. We are family. And they welcomed him like that. When they found out he had AIDS, and he, you know what I'm saying? They just like, all right, cool. Come give me a hug. I got you. We love you. That's nothing. Let's get to this music. So that was super dope. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a real big conflict or nothing like that. You can tell throughout the movie, if it's accurate, that they really had love for each other. Not like a lot of bands that I hear don't get along for shit or pretend just for the check. They didn't pretend. They seemed to have genuine love for each other, which was awesome as far as a band. And to make such great music and be such a big band and to still have no ego, because they didn't come off as having ego at all. None of them except for Freddie Mercury, and they brought him down from that pedestal quick. They were like, fuck out of here. And he came down willingly like, you know what? You're right. I'm an asshole. Let's go make this great music. It was a lot of acknowledging of being an asshole. I like the fact that they acknowledged, or he acknowledged how he was fucked up. Like he wasn't a diva. He was a diva, but he wasn't a long-term diva, I guess. Like real quick, they were like, snap out of it, motherfucker. And he snapped out of it. I know it had to do with the AIDS and him dying, he having a lot of time. I'm sure that brought him back to reality too. Had he not had AIDS, he probably would have gone on to being a bigger asshole and got bigger and become a big mega star. But I like the way it played out. Unfortunately, he had to die, but I like the way the story portrayed the way they ended or reconciled their differences. I thought that was dope. The Live Aid, I believe is how you call it. The Live Aid performance was super dope. Like, the movie starts off with the Live Aid performance, and then it eventually goes back and shows the actual performance. The performance was dope. I know that these guys are extras in the crowd, in the movie filming, but still, they made it so freaking real. Like, you could see the emotion. You could tell they were people who actually seen Freddie Mercury live in that crowd, and they were crying because if you've seen the Live Aid real performance and then watch the movie, it's damn near identical. So I'm sure it hit a certain spot for men, gay men of a certain age, to see that. They must have been like, oh wow, look, we're reliving this great moment. And that was super dope again. So it hit on a lot of cool things. Bohemian Rhapsody, man, that movie was dope. I give it an 8. Because there was I wish they had more to do with the band. I would give it a 10. Again, because I don't know the actual band and their history. To me, this is factual. I don't know what's true and what's not. To me, it was a really good movie. It was better than the Doors movie, the Jim Morrison movie, I think. But I only give it an 8 out of 10 because I just wish the band was more involved. I know it's a Freddie Mercury movie, relax. But I just think it's being Queen, the music was... Because a big part of the movie was the music. Freddie Mercury it was his story, but I know I'm saying it rambling. You guys know how I do. I ramble a lot. But I can't give it a 10 because of that. I think they left out a lot. It could have been a little bit more detailed. Because I still want to know what's up with the band, where'd they come from. And and I love the fact at the end how his father welcomed him, open arms. He welcomed his boyfriend at the time, the guy he met at the end. The sister, you can tell his sister was always a rider. She, you know what I'm saying, she was always loving her brother, his mother too. But it was dope to see the father be like, yeah, come here, kid, give him a hug type shit. And he went off to do a show. He even shouted his mother off. He said, yo, I'm going to blow you a kiss. That was a dope scene. That shit made me almost cry and shit. I was like, oh, fuck, I'm going to cry in front of my kid. So I knocked my son out, put him to sleep, and then I cried like a little baby. And then I woke him up and said, hey, you're missing the movie. But the movie's dope. I know my movie review was trash. Maybe I'll get better if I do another movie review. But Bohemian Rhapsody was a dope movie. If you haven't seen it already, go check it out. The music is dope. I saw it in IMAX, so the screen was big. I got to see Live Aid on a huge screen, which was amazing. And nothing more I can say. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it. Go check out Bohemian Rhapsody. This shit is dope. Double RT Rap Rat Trap. I'm out. Peace.